Just the cultural differences is crazy.
I'm a gangster G.
Yeah. Yeah, I think certain people just don't have courtesy. I didn't know it was a sexual contest.
I have an uncle named Randy. Like, that's a common name. Hey everyone, welcome back. We're going to be checking out another video by Evan Edinger.
We really liked how well he produces his videos and stuff, so I think we're going to actually learn something with this one.
Anyway, he has that personal experience because he was American.
Yeah.
And he got a job, he gained his citizenship, he lived there for several years.
He's like an in-life reactor.
He's like actually experienced it and actually became a British citizen.
Yeah.
So he has a lot of experience.
Yes.
So anyway guys, that's what we're checking out. It's what is socially acceptable in the US. That would be horrifying in the UK. Anyway, before we get into the video, please like, share, subscribe, turn that notification bell on, and let's get right into it.
Hello everybody and welcome back to a man who just had his British citizenship application rejected. My name is Evan Edinger, and today we're doing a bit of Reddit content. Y'all like that? We got a couple of them coming up. I saw a thread the other day that I was like, 100%. I gotta look into this for a video, save it for a video. The thread was, what is socially acceptable in the US that would be horrifying in the UK? The first one we gotta talk about today in this thread is, when my Brit friends were visiting, they were horrified when the waiter took their credit card and swiped back to the terminal. This made them really uncomfortable. It's convenience,
I can see that.
Okay? Why are British people so upset about simple convenience? It's almost like how in England, you know, you guys put your like silverware a certain way when you're finished the dish. I don't know what it is. It's like that. When you're at a restaurant and you're finished your dish, you put your credit card in the little bill pocket sleeve and you just push it to the edge of the table. The waiter takes it whenever he wants, brings it back, says no rush. You can leave whenever you want, as opposed to England where you have to wait for 3 hours until the waiter comes back to talk to you. You gotta wait him down.
That's actually a really good point, because early on, like a lot of the videos we've done, I've seen that comment a lot. Or it's so dumb that they like take your credit card, like, you know, like what if they take the information and stuff? And it's like, that's a risk, I guess, but that's also just, I don't know.
They would trace it back
it's
to
just
them if
how
they
we
did.
do it here for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, they just
There's
give
a
you the
matter
bill,
of trust.
you put the credit card in there, they go back, they take it, or they scan it or whatever, and they bring you out your little receipt, you sign in.
Yeah.
Nowadays with tipping...
Of course, nowadays, actually, I've noticed they just bring a little mechanism and you swipe it right there at the table.
Well, nowadays with tipping culture, my gosh, that's getting way out of hand. Oof.
Yeah, it's like, here, swipe, type in how much you want to tip. I'm like, nothing right now, thank you.
I'm that guy. I'm really sorry. I am that guy. But then again, I guess this only works in the US because we don't have chip and pin, or at least you can still swipe. We do have chip and pin now, everybody, okay? We have advanced, but you can still just
Most
swipe
cards
and
now,
sign.
like
That is
all of
still
ours
Yeah.
have chips.
somehow. So, next up here we got saying someone has a lot of spunk.
Oh.
You know what? I think that's fine. I still don't think spunk sounds too much like spooge or whatever. Spunk sounds more like, you know, he's
I've not heard
spunky.
that
He's
version.
He's full of energy. All right? he's not full of cum. God damn. All right, what do we got next?
That's great.
With naming your child Randy.
What?
What, like the guy from South Park? What's wrong with that? What we got? British people in this thread. Wait, people don't really name their child Randy, do they? Americans. What's wrong with Randy? Seriously, I understand. Does anyone
As an American,
in
it doesn't
2021
affect me
use
at
the
all.
word Randy to refer to their state of sexual arousal? I hope not. Jesus.
Wait, is that what it means? I thought it just meant rambunctious.
I've never heard that, like the British.
I didn't know it
word
was
for
a
Randy.
sexual content.
I have an uncle named Randy. Like, that's a common name. Not insanely common, but I definitely come across several Randys.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe your grandpa, right? Maybe Gen X, possibly. But
He's
no,
short for
no
Randall.
millennials or Gen Zers are up here going, oh, darling, I'm feeling a bit randy. I could really use a rough rousing in the downstairs quarters. You know, no one's really saying that. Right?
That sounds
Please
so
tell me.
British, the
All right,
downstairs
next up, we got,
quarters.
coming
So
from the
proper.
perspective of a British guy, your style of customer service. Not universally, but very commonly. It's way too over the top for us. Nobody here can be with that. Yeah, yet
I think they're talking about like the in-person customer service.
It's like, can I help you?
Yeah.
Can I help you find
Or
anything?
I've seen a lot of the comments like people think that like they do fake smiles to try to get a tip.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
I'm sure some people are slightly more friendlier.
Well, yeah, especially in restaurants, a lot of the female waitresses
Well, there's there, I was gonna
will
say,
flirt with the...
if you call like a call center for customer service, that sucks.
Oh, gosh. Most of them do, anyway.
Again, you guys just don't like our customer service. I personally, I've said this before, I just enjoy good customer service, okay?
I do too.
I'd like the ability to be able to choose, you know? I wish you could go into a store and just put up a sign and be like, you can talk to me, I need some help, or do not talk to me, I am from England. You know, either of those is fine. I lived in the UK for 3 months, and this is surprisingly accurate. Every customer service type person I interacted with seems like they could hardly be bothered. American cashiers be like, oh my God, how are you today? British cashiers be like, hi, all right. I guess I've slowly become a bit more British, that when I go into my Sainsbury's, I don't really expect much of a song and dance. I just kind of want to get in and get out. So Cash...
It does depend on where you're going, because if it's a store that you go to or you frequent recently or commonly, it's not something like you don't need help. You don't need people coming up to you. It's like, have you found everything? Can I help you find anything? Most of the time, it's just like, no, I'm good. I know where stuff is. I've been here.
It seems like
times.
Nowadays, at least interactions I've had, the more and more with the self checkouts, they might ask like, "Hey, do you need help?"
Yeah.
But it's the customer service is pretty much done away with.
In certain places, yes.
You're just being like, "You all right?" I can be like, "Mm-hmm," or just be like, "Yeah, you all right?" Anyway, we're moving on. We got when someone says, "Make yourself at home," actually making yourself at home. Well, to be fair, we actually had a Scottish person move in with us for about 2 or 3 days earlier this month, and she really did make herself at home, right? She brought a lot of things. She was putting plants around, moving things.
Oh
and I was
my
like,
gosh.
wow. I have heard horror stories of people inviting guests around and then they just go into the person's fridge, but I don't think that's a U.S. thing. I just think that's a crazy person thing. Like, even...
I was going to say, whenever we've said that or have even close friends, they don't usually just totally make themselves at home. Like, they'll, like, take their shoes off and lounge on the couch or maybe get themselves a water, but they don't usually rummage through the fridge or just start going through other stuff.
It's all personal. It's like
doing
really
a lot of laundry.
How well you know the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, if even if someone's like, "Oh, you make yourself at home," you're still like trying not to dirty anything.
Yeah, you keep all your stuff in one spot.
Yeah, that's more individual, I think.
Yeah, I think certain people just don't have courtesy.
If it's a friend I've known for like 7 or 8 years, I'm not going to go into the fridge and actually make myself at home. Not unless I explicitly ask for the permission for that thing, just because otherwise that's a bit weird. All right, we've got, I don't know how common it actually is there, but going f***ing wild at the cinema during a hugely popular film like Avengers Endgame or a Star Wars film. There's a bunch of videos on YouTube of the audience reactions to various big franchise films, and I don't know how anybody lasts more
I've
than
been
a
in a
few
few theaters
minutes
where people
in
like
that room.
screaming and yelling.
I saw
and,
the
like,
Star
super
Wars
excited.
films
cheering, yeah.
in the UK,
I'm one of
and there
them.
was one guy in the back, and he was like, "Yeah," and I was like, that was really not that great. Have you seen the other ones? This one was pretty bad, actually. If you're asking which Star Wars film, does it matter? Whoa, hot take. I'm not trying to poo-poo on people's parties, so if you enjoy cheering when the plane lands, for instance,
yeah.
you're very strange, but okay, I'm glad it makes you happy. Anything
I don't
taking
know
over
if
an
I've
hour to
watched
get to
last two.
being a short trip. I miss that. I miss just being able to have a car and being like, "Oh, I'll pop on over." Like, I've been considering moving out of London just a bit and getting a car, because that way I can go anywhere. But yet here, you know, if it's over an hour, that's, oh God, that's so far away. I miss just being able
Which is
to have
crazy.
to drive
You
places.
have to go
when I
anywhere
lived
for
out
an hour.
in the
Good,
rural
anyway.
areas or the farms, you know. In London, I'm like, oh, you live in the south, I live in the north. We're destined not to be friends. It's tragic. I was in Japan once.
That's actually funny though, because it's an hour drive for me to go to school each way.
Yeah.
And I don't really consider it that. I mean, it's a little bit of a drag, but it's not.
The main place we go shopping for groceries is an hour away.
It's not that far away in the scheme of things.
Vending machine selling beer outside my hotel room. So, being British, I bought a can and went to the elevator, where I shared an excruciating couple of minutes with 2 American businessmen. They were horrified at my early day drinking, and I at their willingness to express this. That is a lovely written sentence. I mean, yeah, I feel like at every office I've ever worked at in the UK, day drinking is just a thing. Like, once 3 o'clock rolls around on Friday, hey, it's beer clock, time to get a little boozy.
3 o'clock's
US
not-
has historically
that.
had
Yeah.
an incredibly weird issue with alcohol, though. The prohibition, the anti-prohibition,
That's true.
the 21-year-old thing. Making tea in a microwave. No one actually makes tea in the microwave in the States, okay? This is just
No.
one of those pranks we like
No,
to do on
there are
British
some people
people.
I've known-
to
I
make
know,
them
I think I
horrified.
have to.
It's similar how Australians make up the thing about the drop bears. Woo! Nobody actually makes tea in the microwave.
Actually, I was gonna say on the tea, I've actually known. I think my grandmother did.
I've
She
known
would
people make coffee in this.
She would make tea with hot water from the tap,
Oh.
which does not get that hot.
No.
Except my mom. And okay, maybe this is a thing. Wait, wow, Americans have walk-in microwaves.
Never seen
What?
that.
You mean
No
Arizona?
way.
Oh, okay. Someone said Florida. I guess that makes sense. They what? They don't own kettles. Yeah, kettles aren't really a thing in the States.
That's
Okay, I'm
true.
really sorry. If you have a kettle,
We
you're
have one,
like
though.
fancy. I have one
We've
that's the
been
other way
changed.
around. A girlfriend did that hands over the eyes surprise thing and presented me with a little Christmas tree decorated with a candy cane. Oh. I said, "Oh, a dinky little Christmas tree." In America, dinky means worthless. In the UK, it means small and
Really?
cute. She cried.
A little bit.
I had to call my mother to back me up on the misunderstanding.
I've always
Yeah, dinky is kind of like it's just dinky.
I've always thought it was just small.
Usually small and
Is that a
insignificant.
misunderstanding? Who says dinky? Like, oh, a dinky little Christmas tree. Dude, would you say this, British people? Would you really say that? Because I kind of understand dinky as meaning like small, but also of low value. Like a rinky-dink laptop means like a bit of an old one. But I guess if I said like a dinky little laptop, yeah, I would view it as like a budget laptop that's also small. Maybe that's my mind just combining the two cultures I've grown up in at this point. Politicians mentioning religion when campaigning. Only a few years ago that Tim Farron got raked over the coals when it came out he was quite religious, because that implied he might be anti-gay marriage night and day in comparison to U.S. politics. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Coming out and finding out that some politician is religious, people immediately go like,
Wait. Is he saying that the UK Parliament and those kind of people in power don't use religion when they're campaigning?
I think that's what he's saying.
Okay.
I think it's pretty much like, obviously I think you're allowed to be religious in the UK,
but they don't publicize.
Their beliefs, which honestly I would rather know what someone's religion is, or if they have a religion or whatever, because you're going to know that they're going to vote based off that.
To an extent, yeah. I mean, I prefer.
I know that
well,
I'm supposed
America,
to.
I do find there's a lot. We're centered in religion in a lot
Not
of
really,
ways.
not anymore.
We used to be.
No,
so there's a lot of values that go towards that you kind of peek in and out.
It depends on the person.
Yeah.
But again, I would rather them just be honest and transparent about, like, I'm religious, this is what I believe.
Yeah.
Whereas
I'd admire that, honestly.
whoa, wait a minute, are they going to take their religion into their office? Like, that's quite interesting,
They're not
especially
supposed
considering
to.
the U.S. is the
True.
whole separation of
But-
church and state,
Yeah.
which seems to be more of like a front-facing thing, the way that it actually works. I've learned from Britain.
I'm sorry, but real quick on the politics thing, but it's just, no matter what, someone's personal beliefs, unless very few people can do it, like literally separate it completely.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that's why you elect someone, is because of what they believe, what they stand for, what they're
Well,
going
they're supposed
to
to
do.
represent the area or the
Yeah.
people that are.
British friends that you have to be very careful giving out peace signs.
Yeah.
Whenever you're facing a certain way.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like a
'cause
feud.
if it's
In the UK,
backward.
basically,
Or
whereas
something.
the
I don't
US
even want to do it because I
This
don't
is
remember.
okay.
facing, really.
Not this.
Several years ago, I sent them a picture of me doing an incorrect peace sign, and they were
I think.
appalled. This is one of those things where I just feel like most people are aware of this difference. Correct me if I'm wrong, where it's not really seen as that big of a thing anymore. But also, who's accidentally giving out a peace sign like this? This is the peace sign.
I know, I do
And
all
again,
the way.
maybe
Like,
this is just
what's
me
up?
combining all the culture I know, but also in a photo, you pose like this. You're not
Yeah.
saying piss off, you're like, I'm a gangster G, okay?
Yeah.
Listen, it's the MySpace days, so you can do what you want.
But I know we did that one video or something, and there tons of people
Oh my
were, like,
gosh, yes.
super sense like,
Like,
I honestly didn't know there was
please,
any
like,
difference.
Oh, sorry.
I'm originally from the UK, have a son that loves Japanese stuff. Oh, really? So we went to a gun show that had people selling swords. Found a really nice katana for him to hang on his playroom wall, but that surreal moment when we're walking out of the show with the sword in a scabbard, on end, by his side, walked past a cop at the entrance who nodded. Approval. Nice sword. Then, in the parking lot, passed a lad his age and his dad, both carrying semi-automatic rifles on slings. Both nodded approval and respect to my boy with his sword. The whole show had hundreds of people walking around with guns and bags of ammo. Never felt anything but safe. But I did think, this could be a tad out of place back home.
Oh, for sure.
You think? That is wild. Have any of you guys actually been to gun shows? Because I have. And
They're
it's
like that.
strange. I never felt unsafe there. Just felt like a place where you could go and try out some guns. You could try a new laser sight,
It's
shoot
cool
some
just to
hay
look at this
bales.
stuff. See what's out
I
there.
understand that must be very strange for other cultures. Address-
That's funny though, because I've been to several gun
so
shows.
natural here.
Well, he said that you could try with a gun. He must have been like fancier ones, because the ones I went to, you couldn't actually try them out
No.
there because there wasn't a place to go shoot.
Bullets and guns were kept very separately.
Well, no, he said you could. And I'm sure some do. But I
if
guess
they're
the
out
ones
of
I
range,
went. Well,
maybe.
when I was a kid, my dad took us, and they were always up in the city. There wasn't
Yeah.
a place to go try them out.
No.
a stranger as sir. I got told off for this when I had a job at Urban Outfitters in London because I was always raised, it's a polite thing to do.
That is a
you
polite
say
thing to do.
sir
Yeah.
when you're addressing people you don't know. It's like the formal. In German, you say Sie. In Spanish, you say usted. In America, we say sir. And in England, they go, oh gosh, please don't say sir around the customers, Evan. What?
Why?
Please. We don't want people to think you're a boomer. He didn't say that, but also he implied it. Turns out I'm not cool. I'm just polite in my own home country. The only person you address with sir in the UK is your teacher. See, I find that weird. Someone followed up with, which is weird because school is the only place we don't use it in America.
Well, it'd
fun
be
fact
miss
for any
or
Americans that
mister.
don't know
He literally
this,
just said
not
that.
only do they say sir for their teachers in the UK, but that's for the male teachers. For the women, regardless of their marital status, they say miss. Excuse me, miss.
Oh.
I can't imagine doing that. It just, it's
It
weird
sounds
because
wrong.
it
I thought it
sounds
would be
formal,
madam.
but in such a strange way that I'm just not used to. My British partner and I, American, were in London, running late to meet our friends. Just as we get to the tube station, I see our train has just pulled in. We halt across the platform, and I yell, "Hold the door!" Someone does. We make the train. I don't see a problem. My partner, by contrast, is mortified.
What?
This was 4 to 5 years ago, and he is still mortified. Apparently, we were just meant to, just let the train leave without us and wait for the next one. Yes, this isn't New York City, where the train line is just horrible and
Really?
always late or just broken down, okay? Ours...
Okay, I wonder if that applies to elevators. Because, that is more common to happen where you're like, oh, I need to get in. It's about to close. Like, can you hold it? Because otherwise you can sometimes wait several minutes when, there's only one person there.
I mean, you're
Plenty of room.
waiting maybe 2 to 5 minutes as opposed to a train, which would
Yeah, but
be
it's not
10.
rude at all for someone
think
here
it's
to
rude.
say, hold the door, or it's like, or can you hold that,
is only broken down during specific instances, like when it snows or rains too hard. No, but in reality, there's trains all the time. What do you want, the Victoria? Every 2 minutes. Central? Every minute.
That is
Come
true.
on, you can wait 1 minute, unless it's a very busy platform. But at that point, you're not running for the train. I cannot believe you've done that. I'm mortified. Okay.
I don't know if that's true, though, because I'm sorry, when we were in England and going to Scotland, the Lumo train...
Okay, well, that was a very specific
I know, but there were
train.
only a few of those
Right.
going
If it was just
at a
like the
time.
London Tube or something like that,
Oh, yeah,
that
okay,
goes
maybe you
constantly.
mentioned the tube, because the tube is constant.
Yeah.
Like,
And I
that's
think
not a
most
big deal.
subway trains are like that, too.
But, if you miss that train, it's like you're going to be waiting half a day.
But in contrast, isn't it in China or Japan where they actually literally have people to shove the people into the trains just so they can maximize how much go in there before it goes?
I don't remember. I think I've heard of that. I'm not going to say which one. I know Japan, they'll do a public announcement if they're, I think,
be
more
late.
than 3 minutes late or
Yeah.
something. Like they have to apologize.
Just the cultural differences is crazy.
Pay for your partner as well. I don't want to know you. When somebody says you should come by their house sometime, actually going by their house sometime, that was probably the worst thing I had to get used to. People not actually being real friendly here. When I say, come on over, I want you to come over and have a barbecue with me. Over here, they just
A
mean,
Barbie.
wouldn't that be nice? In a fictitious world where I actually want you at my house. How much
That's
sugar
funny.
is added to the U.S. versus UK?
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
If you've seen my video where we did cereal, it was kind of mind-blowing. Even the cereals like Cheerios here, they just try and remove even more sugar. I didn't even know there was sugar in Cheerios. Looking around someone's house
Oh, you
and
can taste it.
complimenting things. What? That's
What?
not a U.S. thing. Excuse me. I was just about to use it as a reason. I do that all the time. At Christmas time, tons of people go to places they don't even live at and look at the Christmas decorations people have put up on their neighborhood/houses. Well, yeah, I love that. Come on. I do wish
They
that
don't
you
do
guys
that
in the
in
UK
UK?
put a little bit more effort into fun stuff like that, just because it's fun. Goes
Yeah.
against the mantra, I guess. Sometimes there's lines of 30 cars.
I feel like if you someone
Wait, did he just say the British aren't fun?
I feel like though if you spend so much time making your yard look nice, or decorating and
Yeah.
stuff, you'd want people to compliment it.
I mean, yeah, maybe they just take more pride in their garden or something like that. It's like,
Oh.
well, Christmas decorations, that's kind of like a similar thing. You decorate, you do something flashy so other people will come and see it. And
I know
compliment
Christmas is pretty big over there, but I don't know. People spend tens of thousands of dollars for their yard decorations. It's
Yeah, I was going to say
insane.
over here, even Halloween, they go crazy for Halloween.
So many decorations, and they're expensive. Though.
Yeah.
Shoot,
I've even seen them for
they take
minor holidays
weeks.
like 4th of July and Easter.
They take, weeks
will
to
have
set up.
yeah, big decorations for that.
Going through a neighborhood. Oh yeah, you go through some the little posh suburb areas where those little housing developments, everyone has little lights up. I think that's really lovely. Huh?
That's it though.
As I found out is done in another thread the other day, eating sandwiches without butter on the bread. Being from the UK, this horrifies me. No,
What?
it horrifies me that you guys put butter on freaking everything. Listen, I love butter. I'm American, okay? But when it comes to sandwiches, there are better spreads. I just found out,
Mayo.
literally
Yeah.
this week, I've lived here 8 years, that in the UK, when they're making burgers on the grill, they will put butter on the buns.
Okay.
What,
Well,
what is-
that is actually okay. What's really good is when you put butter on the buns, grill them a little bit, and then you go ahead and make the sandwich normal.
Okay, well,
That's good.
I'll agree with you because your sister's lives in Germany.
Yeah.
And when her kids came over, they wanted butter sandwiches.
Yes, that's
And
true.
that sounded so weird.
They
to me.
wanted butter and tomato, and that was that
'cause
was
to
their
me,
favorite sandwich.
it's
That was
just-
it, just butter, bread, and tomato.
again, I wouldn't just have a mayo sandwich. Now I know
No.
mayonnaise is not the same as butter, but it just seems so bizarre to me. Now, I like butter on toast, so I guess it's similar, but I wouldn't ever think that I get 2 slices and put them together, and then that's my sandwich.
Just butter to bread.
Doing? You don't need butter on the buns. You've got enough stuff going on there. You got mayonnaise, you got some ketchup, you got some mayo. I said mayo twice. That's how much I like mayo. You got mustard. You don't need butter on that.
I do mayo twice.
Even, like, literally any sandwich. British people just reach for butter. It blows my mind. You butter bread no matter what. You have a sausage sarnie, people love putting butter on it. Stop that. Stop that. I know it's your sandwich, but stop it.
I don't know that.
Stop. Driving everywhere. In the UK, it's perfectly normal to have your kid walk to school and walking to shops to do your shopping. Yeah, that is probably one of my favorite parts about the UK is that it helps me maintain a relative level of fitness just out of necessity.
I agree.
Like, sure, I could buy a car, but it's just so much easier to walk everywhere here. You walk to get to the public transit, and then when you get off,
everything's
you
closer.
walk to do your shopping and do whatever you do. And whereas, like, as a kid, especially if you lived in the suburbs in the States, the roads are just not designed for walking. Oftentimes, you can't. There's no sidewalk anywhere.
Even in some neighborhoods, depending on the town, they'll have sidewalks, but only on like one side of the road, and sometimes not even down certain streets. There are literally certain sidewalks, like the line of houses, no sidewalks at all. You have to walk on the street or in people's yards, gardens.
Well, it sucks though too, because even Kansas City, I'm trying to think, it's a very widespread.
Yeah.
So unless you live like right downtown in the middle of the city, even 5 minutes outside the city, like you're gonna have to walk across like a major highway.
Yeah.
And then it's like if you
they have intersections for that.
If you like go to one grocery store, it could be half a mile to the next one you want to go to, or a mile.
That's a lot.
Which doesn't sound like a lot. Yeah, it's weird. It's not set up for just walking around getting your groceries.
Yeah, and another thing, and I think we came across this in another video, is when it comes to grocery shopping, Americans, we typically buy like for one whole week, sometimes 2 weeks at a time. And over there, it seems like that would be really hard to do because you can't carry that many groceries home. So they go shopping several times a week, just grab what they need for the next few days so they don't have like pile full of groceries.
And especially, like, I lived a mile away from my elementary school growing up, and I couldn't walk to school because the road was too dangerous.
Oh, this is
It was just a single road. It's not like I lived on a highway.
Yeah, that's actually really good.
There's no walkways.
You could theoretically walk, but you're going to be walking through thick green.
Right along next to a highway where cars are going fast.
Yeah, but like in the summertime, that's miserable. Like there's ticks and chiggers and...
Yeah.
Either. It was just that, cars are speeding, not looking for kids. In the UK, you just got pavement everywhere. You can walk on the sidewalks, and also it's encouraged to do so. You're not just sitting in your car place to place, you're walking. So helps me stay a little bit more fit. We got a couple more left here. We have huge portion sizes. Kids' meal in the US is like an adult meal in the UK. It's a bit of an exaggeration, but yeah, we do like big portion sizes. Not necessarily the kids thing, but yes, if you've ever been to Cheesecake Factory and walked out of there feeling hungry, I don't know who you are, I don't know what you ordered, but it must have been water. Iced tea.
That's true, because even, again, we weren't there that long, but I didn't notice a huge difference in the portion size.
No.
Like, when we got fish and chips, like, it was a nice big portion. I don't know if I finished it all.
No, I'm fairly certain no British person is upset about iced tea, okay? No one's horrified about that. They're more interested, from the people that I've talked to at least. It's delicious, it's sweet, and speaking of, Arizona iced tea, one of the most popular iced tea brands in the States, I actually found some the other day when I was out and about in London, had my friend Bliss try it. She thought it was really great. I've got an entire second channel vlog over on my second channel if you want to check that out. Really enjoying back in the vlogging sphere. But I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you on the next one.
It's actually really sad that there's an iced tea, because they had this whole, it was like always 99 cents for the longest time, and they finally had to raise their price because of inflation.
Oh, wow.
And it is like a huge deal. So
times have changed.
Those are interesting. It's always interesting to see the
some of those I feel like I kind of knew, like the spunk one that we came across that a while back. But no, that was kind of interesting. I thought he was for sure going to mention something like raising your voice in a restaurant or something like that. But because I know us Americans are loud.
Honestly, a lot of these I
was surprised.
Wasn't wherever they were like refreshers.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, let us know what you think. Let us know if you knew all these down below, or if you learned something new too.
Yeah, or if these are legit, like maybe this is just certain British people find these things offensive, and maybe not everyone.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next one. As always, please be safe, take care, and look after one another.